NFT, I would think that it will come back again at the very late stage of this bull run, where people have some money and they try to spend some on these crazy NFTs. But I do see that the big NFTs will be driven by some of the bigger companies.
Tell me how AI agents can make you or your trading more efficient.
I think the project is built on base blockchain layer 2. They allow users to create their own AI agents, help them to deploy the AI agents as well. The tokenization is actually a core component of how this protocol works. It turns AI agents into a tokenized asset and enable them to do fractionalized ownership.
Happy New Year and welcome back to the Financial Fox. I'm really excited for the year ahead, and this is the perfect time to talk about what could be, in my view, one of the next bigger things in crypto for 2025. So I've done the research for you, and here is what I think will get a lot of traction. AI agent. We all know AI is huge right now. But is the real world use cases that matter? And obviously, that's why we talk about agents. When you combine AI agent with crypto, then things get really interesting. To help me unpack this and also touch on what's next for the infamous meme coin culture, I'm joined by Anndy Lian. Andy is a crypto investor, entrepreneur, and author. And he has worked with many projects and also government bodies to bring crypto and blockchain mainstream. Now, please take a moment to subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow Financial Fox on social media if you haven't done so already. You will find the links in the descriptions. Your support is crucial to grow the channel so we can educate more people about crypto. And please remember that the content on the show is for informational purposes only and not intended as financial advice. Any opinions expressed by me or my guests are ours alone, and you should not act solely on the back of them. As always, do your own research, level up your skills, and be accountable for your own decision. With that being said, let's get to my interview with Andy. Hey, Andy, how are you?
Hey, hi, Steffi. I'm good. How about you?
Yeah, I'm fine. Welcome to the show and Happy New Year.
Happy New Year as well, and Happy New Year to all your audiences. It's so good to be starting a new year, having a good chat with you.
Fantastic. Yes, definitely. And what I wanted to talk about today is AI and crypto. And I know you are an expert in the field, not just as an investor, but also as an advisor and entrepreneur. Here we are at the beginning of 2025 talking about what are going to be the hottest trend for the year. And obviously, one of them is AI agents. So tell me, what are AI agents and why is it something that is getting more and more popular in crypto?
I think if you look at crypto, in the last bull run, we have different narratives, it can be an NFT, it can be a Metaverse, and then AI agent, in my words is that AI agents in crypto are autonomous. They are AI powered system designed to do a specific task within the blockchain ecosystem. So these agents tend to be using LLM models or ML models to analyze data. And then they make decisions and then execute certain actions with minimum human intervention and perhaps a higher level of automation, to be very honest. So that's my take of what an AI agent is.
Before we dive into today's interview, I'd like to introduce you to our partner, Hive Digital Technologies, a publicly listed company building the next generation data center infrastructure with 100% renewable energy. Hive was the first crypto miner to go public and the first one to have an AI strategy. With over 2,600 Bitcoin on their balance sheet and operations in Canada, Sweden, Paraguay, Hive is fully committed to transforming communities, rebalancing the energy grid, and delivering value to shareholders with a low dilution and cash-focused approach. If you don't know Hive, check them out at hivedigitaltechnologies.com. Okay, so give me some examples.
So right now, if you are on X, for example, right? You see some of these AI agents, they automate some of these news that are produced that some of these leading accounts, they actually use AI agents to produce their news, right? If you look at this deeper into the space of crypto, for example, AI agents are used to automate a certain level of trading. It helps to manage your portfolio and help you to make your crypto life a lot easier. So if you are a newbie, for example, you do not want to manage your wallets, right? You do not understand how the trading works. AI agent can go to the extent of helping you to trade, helping you to create the wallet, helping you to make the decision, based on what you want. So that's how AI agent is. And the craziest part about AI agent is that they are able to adapt and learn very quickly to situations. It's not like what you see on ChatGPT. They say, oh, my data is only valid to 2023, for example, right? AI agents can actually run in very current data sets, right? Because of their ability to adapt and learn, unlike a lot of these robots that you can see, with very standard rules, these AI agents can actually be enabled to do very intelligent decision making, So if you look at projects right now, I know you were asked about projects, we have like, I think the GOAT, or Truth Terminal, they are some of these, coin that are highlighting the market shaping potential of this AI driven narrative.
Okay, Andy, so tell me how AI agents can make you or your trading more efficient, for example.
Wow. I think the more efficient part is really crazy, because if you look at normal trading, a lot of us are actually driven by emotions, right? And then when you are driven by emotions, sometimes the kind of trades that you put in can be counterproductive, and it's definitely not efficient because you listen to kind of a lot of other news and so forth to make your decision. But AI agent, how does it improve efficiency? It's just crazy. Just look at this in a very layman term, right? If we think that the Bitcoin is going up, right? Let's say it's up today based on some news and so forth. Your prediction is that, okay, you might go up for 10%, right? But the AI agent can actually break down to the very specific situation where how would it be 10%? When would it be 10%? What volume can it be 10%? These are some things that are very, very accurate, very, very to the point, telling you that, oh, when it hits a certain volume, there's a likelihood that it's going in for the 10% jump, and this is the point that you go in. So this is how efficient things can be, instead of just using your own eyes to look at the chart or using some tools to look at the chart. AI agents give you the additional step where it helps you to execute it right on the spot based on what they think that is the best. That is the difference between a robot and an AI agent.
What are going to be the risks?
The kind of risk that we will see is maybe, the AI agent could be too optimistic, or maybe the AI agent can be too careful. Of course, a lot of my friends will say that, hey, Andy, you can just set what you want, set what you want, and the AI agent will give you the output. But then sometimes all these are technology. Different information flows in very quickly, and if you think that it's going up, but the AI agent tells you, hey, dude, it will go down. And at times you are the human being, you want to override it, and that would be one risk, because the human intervention is always going to be there. The data that is overflowing, or the data that is way too much for the AI agent to handle, starts giving you less accurate output. That's also possible. So there's a lot of different ways to really see the pros and cons. Some of my friends even tell me, hey, maybe some of these AI agents can gather together because they have their own brains. They could gather and manipulate the market together.
Yeah,
that's also possible, right? So it's just really, the word I kept using was crazy, but it's really crazy because if you look at the AI agent in the crypto narrative, I think the output can be, wow, the output can be just infinite. Whether the example that I've mentioned about the Truth Terminal, for example, they have a lot of different experiment, known as the infinite back rooms, where two instances of a large language model would like to converse without human intervention. That kind of output is just it's just really crazy. They can be talking together, AI and AI, and come out with a certain decision, of how it should be, how it can be done and so forth. So it's just not the same anymore.
Yeah, and I guess also there could be some kind of fake news that could feed into the data set of the AI agent, or even regulation, right? Even like regulatory challenges could be a risk for AI agent. But definitely the upside is there, and just having an agent that could perform tasks on your behalf, especially when it comes to like cryptocurrency investment and payments, and even DAOs, could use AI agents as well.
Any place would be. The coolest part about what we are trying to see right now is that whenever there is human, these AI agents can actually take over the task. So you mentioned about in DAOs, for example, they can make the decision on behalf of the DAO, to give them a viable outcome. I also wrote about things like, Web 4, right now we see a lot of Web 3, and everyone was saying that it's decentralized, right? So in my humble words, Web 4 is actually something that is more decentralized, and the output is also driven by AI. So that kind of vision is very similar to what we are talking about right now, which is totally decentralized, totally autonomous. AI agents can help to make the decisions. AI agent can run the blockchain for you. Agents can then help you to have a consensus decision on how you could move on. So whether it's from a DAO perspective, from a blockchain perspective, even from a DeFi protocol perspective, it's just out of the world, trust me.
I'm so glad that you mentioned about Web 4, because I really think that like Web 3 is over, and I still see that lots of companies still have on their website Web 3, but it's over. It was like 2-3 years ago. That's it. We move on. Now we are in a different world, and maybe it's Web 4 is the name. As we see, it's not just about crypto. It's not just about decentralization of transaction, is also about intelligence. So that's a very interesting way that you see what is the current ecosystem now. But explain me a little bit more, because I'm trying to understand, and I also want my audience to understand. So we kind of all agree that AI agents can add some real revolutionary functionality to crypto, right? How that is linked to a token?
Wow. This can come in many different shapes and forms, right? So first of all, if you look at this from a fully automation process, the AI agent, or maybe going back to the suggestions that I have, AI agent or two large language models starts to talk to each other. They can, first of all, start to say that, what coins can be popular in 2025? Name some of the character. So they will name things like, there's a snake, maybe next year is a snake year. It can be a dog because, the dog season is always there. Then it can be a panda because the Chinese whales like it. It can be a chicken because of various reasons and so forth. First of all, they can ask this question, right? Then AI agents say, okay, out of this, I think maybe snake is good because next year is a snake year. Or maybe they say, because you guys have a lot of Chinese support, maybe you come out with a panda token or something. Or maybe you from this process, they will give you more suggestions, right? So then they will ask you, so which blockchain should you be starting this on? Maybe they'll tell you it could be on a BNB, it can be on Solana, it can be on Ethereum. From there, they make a decision. So the whole process of how all these people start a token can all be done by the AI agent. And an AI agent gives you the reason why you should do it in specific chain. They give you the reason why it should be named as ABC, for example. And the worst part is they give you also what is the best tokenomics that goes with your token. They will tell you, maybe you can go with the thematics or the narrative of just 21 million, what Bitcoin is doing because of various reasons, success story. They have to make the whole decision process. And at the end, you might be thinking, maybe they are just helping you to make a decision. No, it's not. They can even go to the extent where they could mint your token and then make your token happen. And just the more craziest part is right now you can see a lot of these tokens. They have this treasury tokens. They have this in the marketing wallet and so forth. These AI agents can go to the extent where they can divide these things nicely for you so that all these things are transparent and it doesn't go to specific people's hand. Some of these treasury tokens, they can be all with Mr. ABC, right? But then if you are using an AI agent where things are more transparent and it's distributed by the AI agent, it can go to real specific users randomly that you won't know who is who. Even if you do an airdrop, for example, AI agent can do the same for you. Right now, there's a lot of these airdrop campaigns, right? A lot of my friends were saying that, they are going to airdrop to the same friends, the same set of addresses and so forth. Okay, yeah, that's true, right? But if you use an AI agent to do that, then the process will be more transparent and the process is all accounted for. But then again, if you go with the same ideology that we are talking right now, then maybe Steffi, your audiences will just start to think, how are crypto AI agents different from all the robots that we see right now? I think this is one of the very common questions, so maybe what I should say is that crypto AI agents, they are very automated, and the difference between the two can go down to their deterministic and probabilistic nature, which seems like a very big word. When I say bots are deterministic, I'm saying that they are actually following a predefined set of rules, set of criteria that are created by the main developer. And then they will execute based on the kind of instructions that they give you, right? So if the case right now is more like a trading bot, for example, you can then tell them that, okay, if the price of BTC drops more than 10% on Tuesday, for example, please help to buy 100,000 of worth of BTC at this price. And then if it drops to 20%, you buy another 100,000. So these are all predefined rules. But when we talk about probabilistic, it's a bit abstract, sometimes. So they use like machine learning and AI model to analyze the data. Like I mentioned, they predict the outputs, then they predict the possible decisions that comes with it, and then making it more intelligent in the final output. But then again, like you mentioned, there are a lot of different possibilities that things can go wrong. So you need to work this out with the AI agent a couple of times just to make sure that this is what you want and this is what kind of output that you want. So typically what I would always tell friends is that, number one, how the AI agent works is that first of all, they will try to gather as much data as you want, depending on what kind of situation you are trying to use the AI agent in. For example, in this case, you will be collecting the data of the token prices, on the social media, collect information on the team and everything. So they will collect. Then after that, the AI agent will start to analyze that. They will analyze, they will start to learn, find a certain patterns and prediction from there. Then it comes to a decision process. Based on the analysis, the AI agent then decides this is what they will do. And then if this is agreeable with the human or with the set of rules that you have in mind, then the AI agent will take action, which means they will start to automate all the tasks that you agreed upon and all the results that you agreed upon. Then they will start to interact and make it work. So this is as simple as it can get.
Are there projects out there where you can actually do that?
Actually, there are projects out there. Even before the AI agent trends right now, there are already projects that are doing that. Like I mentioned, the Truth Terminal, I mentioned about goats and so forth. Like I said, I don't want to just talk about the specific project, but there are many of these out in the space. So in the English space, you can see only a couple of them that are more popular. But then if you look at the Chinese space, there's a lot of different AI agents. So many of them.
That's super interesting. So it's a trend that is already very popular in China. And does the AI agent project has a token attached to it or not?
Some of them there are, some of them there isn't. So I give you another example that I personally come across, right? So there's a lot of crypto projects or maybe crypto AI agents acting as KOLs right now. So they are part of a certain media group. Again, I don't want to mention names and so forth. They're part of a certain media group where they use crypto AI agents to interact with all the different human beings, trying to get them to come to their platform, trying to get them to get people to buy the tokens and so forth. There are already such things happening because put it this way, they are more efficient than human, compared to all these machines. Of course, they are very efficient. They can engage with their audiences 24/7 without a break. Some of them are even able to do cross-platform marketing. So that gives you the godlike kind of automation where a lot of projects would really love to have. So if you look at it this way, if you have a KOL, or maybe you have 20 of such KOL or 50 of such KOLs doing the job for you, and they keep interacting on X for you, that would just be so crazy. Trust me.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, it's kind of like all the marketing could be taken over by AI agents that are more efficient than you. They are working 24/7. They've got better information. They can be better at relating and interacting with people. So it's kind of like quite scary. But, there is something quite interesting that I wanted to discuss, because 2021 was the year of the Metaverse economies, right? That's where we saw projects like the Sandbox that raised a lot because it was a token that was, supposed to power these virtual economies. Now, was all based around communities because, communities powering crypto, and, you need to have a community to populate these metaverses. Where do you think we are with the metaverse? And is AI going to play a big role in the metaverse 2.0, 4.0, which I probably like more?
Again, something that is really very dear to my heart. I was a big advocate on metaverses, but mainly from the gaming perspective. I think that kind of metaverses on gaming is still running, still running very well. But then if you talk about very specific metaverse, it could be a sandbox, for example. I think the user base is almost zero. Maybe I'm too exaggerated, but the thing is, when I say zero, if you compare this to some of these gaming metaverses like in Roblox, Web2, for example, they have tons of users. But then all those of Web3, not much users. Not many people are really talking about that. So right now, I don't see any big moves for all these metaverses right now. But if they are all smart enough and fast enough, they could start to build some AI agents inside the metaverses. This can actually create a new era of AI-driven metaverse, right? The AI can be there working for you in the metaverse, getting some tokens for you on metaverse, and doing specific tasks for you on metaverse. And all these things are all controlled by AI agents. I think that kind of scenario is 100% possible. And I would not say that they are crazy right now, but they're 100% possible. And right now, if you go to some of these metaverses, you can see a lot of these NPC characters, right? Which is
Yes.
they're just standing there, and then they're not saying too much. With the AI agents coming in, they can actually do a lot more than just standing there. They can interact, they can walk around, they can do many, many different things. Like I still like the concept of them helping us to do some work and then working in the metaverse and getting us some salary. I think that would be something that is really, really cool. In fact, maybe I should just talk about some protocol that I have encountered, that is working on AI agents. I think one of them is called virtual blockchain.
I discovered a few weeks ago.
Yeah, I think the project is based on is built on base blockchain layer 2. They allow users to create and own their own AI agents. Help them to deploy the AI agents as well. The tokenization is actually a core component of how this protocol works. It turns AI agents into a tokenized asset and enable them to do fractionalized ownership. As a result, users can own a piece of the AI agent potentially to make profits from that, right? So when you talk to the protocol, they were just talking about pure making some money, right? Revenue. But then it closely relates back to the theory that I gave about them appearing on metaverses. And then that would be a very good match, because with that protocol, with their AI agent, they can interact with text, they can interact with speeches, they can interact with everything. They can even perform tasks like picking up in-game items in some of the games or in the metaverse. They can be talking to different people in different social media platforms. Maybe you can be on TikTok. You have your own agent. You can have your own agent in X as well. So this is like a whole combination of what I was talking to you about. But again, because it's from a protocol angle, there are limitations. And of course, if they work really, really hard, they can actually be the top. Just come out with a few thousand agents, or maybe a few thousand KOL agents. You can definitely make hell a lot of noise, in the space. Right now I only see them coming out in small numbers on X, but I'm sure with the higher APIs, they could definitely massively create all these AI agents everywhere. So I hope to see that coming actually.
Yeah, interesting. I was also looking, obviously, to do the research for the interview with you. I was looking into Project and Virtuous was definitely one that came to my attention. It is quite interesting because it's like tokenizing human action or human performance in a way, because you are not tokenize a person, but you are tokenizing the action that a person could do or is doing. That way you can make money out of what the AI agency is doing. And it's quite interesting to see also like the sharing concept. So you think one of the limitations is basically there are not many enough. They are still quite limited in the function, as mainly it's about marketing and KOL, isn't it? That's what they are mainly focusing on.
Yeah, right now, I think many of them are like that. Some of them are pure trading ones as well, not just KOLs, but some of them give you like trading advice. They can effectively become your financial trading advisor,
Okay, that's gonna be scary though.
Yeah, but this goes back to, again, the challenges and the problems, right? You can give you like a false or inaccurate prediction or poor financial advice, that could cause your prediction goes to zero. And sometimes because the AI agents are actually getting the data set from the general sources, it can become a very big echo chamber. So if people think that BTC is going up, they will think that BTC is going up, right? But the fact is, if you look at the data analysis, what is being told to the public and what is seen on the data set is different. So that could be very, very dangerous. So that's why you got to, like I mentioned just now, again, you have to trial and error, learn to train your AI agent such that it can make some better decisions, based on some of the resources that you read and so forth. So it's not so straightforward, to be honest,
100%. Listen, one of the things that I wanted to ask you as well, and you briefly mentioned it, was about meme coins. They embody a strong crypto culture, and we know the community is the best marketing tool. They have been, a big trend of this year in crypto. As we move into 2025, do you think meme coin will play even a bigger role in crypto? Is there anything more than speculation and fun?
To be very, very honest, I'm involved in the meme coins in the very early days, right from the Dodge days to Shiba, to Froggy, to Pepe. Life goes on, the list goes on. I see a very common trend, throughout the years, is that meme coins are still the key entry point for retail investors to come into the space. Of course, of the high speculation angle, right? But apart from the high speculation angle, it's also because that is also the easiest place for you to go into a channel and make new friends and then derive your own idea of what is a good project, what is not a good project. You learn from each other. I see a lot of this happening in the meme space. So in 2025, I think memes will continue to strive, continue to do well. And intelligent memes are actually another theme that I think will be really fun to have. When I say intelligent memes, I would be saying that it will be AI-driven memes, not robots memes, but AI-driven memes, just like what you have seen in the space right now.
Andy, like what? Give me example. What are the AI-driven memes?
So right now you can see, again, not saying that it's the best project, but you know about Goat, right? The AI behind Goat is actually the truth terminal, right? So Goat is kind of powered by the truth terminal, right? Then they create a lot of engaging, humorous, polls and so forth, right? I see that AI memes would be building on similar narrative where AI is fun. AI agents make it more fun and interactive at 24/7. That's number one. But also when I say intelligent means that they can then at a certain point of the meme coin life cycle, they will suggest what should be done next, right? You see, in the past, whenever look at meme coins, they would definitely say, "Oh, I'm going to come out with an NFT," and it's about sales again, right? They're going to sell it to people, and then people just buy it. So AI agent will then take on the role to see what is the next best thing to do for the project in a more intelligent manner. So I give you an example. AI agent could be saying that, "Oh, once you hit 100 mil, I'm going to come out with an animated series of your meme," right? And the AI agent, together with the AIs in the world, they will start to generate the movie, and they will tell you, "Okay, the first movie is going to come out in 10 days, right? And this is what it's all about." They'll give you the storyboard and everything. And then they'll tell you that, okay, based on the analysis, this can be sold at $1 movie, right? And then you could possibly get 10% sales out of all your followers, perhaps that would bring you another $1 million, for example. So they will give you the plans. Okay. So this is how intelligent memes are going to be sounding like. And these are the intelligent memes that can help you make the decisions moving forward, when to create the revenue. They might even tell you, treasury, you need to sell 10% of a token. Why? Because you need to hedge against the BTC, for example. AI agent can actually help them to make that decision. So that is how intelligent memes can be like. I think I'm crazy. Again, I'm using the word crazy a lot.
I don't think
but I know, I know it will happen.
Yeah. I think I had that feeling in 2021 when there was all this buzz about the metaverse. I had the feeling that there was going to be a big trend. And then when you see in October that Facebook changed the name to Meta and all these tokens, they went through the roof. You had a feeling that was going to happen. And I do have a feeling that there is more space for AI, to go and get more involved with crypto, and that, obviously agents are a real use case for AI to get into practice. So it makes sense. Now, you mentioned about NFTs and obviously NFTs are a kind of like a controversial assets because from the hype they had in the past, then they kind of remain as like digital art, collectibles, but not much else. So are you basically in the AI is going to be the thing that is going to make NFT sexy again? I know that you wrote a book as well, NFT from Zero to Hero, and you sold over 8,000 copies. Is that something that you think is going to happen, or how do you think about the future of NFTs?
So in my book, I did mention about AI driven NFTs back 2 years ago. Back then, things can be very dynamic. If the weather is hot, can be a very sunny picture. When the weather is cold, it can be someone in a winter jacket. So all these NFTs can be very dynamic, right? Still felt that NFTs are a good marketing tool, but it will not be like what it was before, where people can sell a JPEG at a few $100,000, right? Because that JPEG itself, to be very honest, it has no value. Maybe there's a brand value, but how much can it be? We have no idea. So NFT, I would think that it will come back again at the very late stage of this bull run, where people have some money and they try to spend some on these crazy NFTs. But I do see that the big NFTs will be driven by some of the bigger companies. It could be driven by some of the world leading companies. Maybe it could be a Nike, it could be a Starbucks and so forth. That trend might be driven by them. Because right now, if you look at the NFT space, I think the art space is still around, still doing fairly okay. We did something with Bybit last year, to launch a series of art collectible. I think that part is okay. But then if you look at the utility part, there isn't any. But the truth is, the utility part actually falls back to the big brands. It could be it could be a Tiffany, it could be a Gucci, it could be used as an authentication card, it can be used as a membership card and so forth. All these things are really in the works, but it's no longer in the speculative zone anymore. When some people tell me the NFT is dead, I would say NFT is dead in the crypto space because there's no liquidity. But then if you look at NFT as a technology, the big companies are actually using that. We have friends in Red Bull, for example. We have friends in Nike, for example. A lot of this technology are being put into use. But it's no longer a speculative tool. We just got to know that.
And that was such an interesting conversation. So what are other trends coming out of China? I'm kind of interested because what you are saying is basically the future of social media, social interaction is driven by AI agents. That's kind of like a trend that is coming. And the AI is kind of like taking over, even, when it comes down to investment that, obviously is going to bring more risks. There is experimentation in the space. Is there any other trends that are coming out from Asia that you think are going to get more mainstream or capture or get bigger?
I think some of my friends in Hong Kong, for example, they are trying to build DeFi products to the mainstream. I hope to see that happening, to be very honest. That's friends in Hong Kong. I have friends in the South Korea space, who is working with meme coins and working it like a meme coin fi kind of idea. So it's like meme coin plus DeFi, so that you have people playing. There's big community backing it up. So these are some of the things that I see. But why I mentioned the word Asia or maybe China or Taiwan and so forth? It's not because of any other reasons. The only reason that I mentioned this is because they have a big community.
Yeah.
Very, very big community. So if the community is big, you can do anything, right? If you have a meme coin, for example, your community is big, you can do tons of different utility. You can have your layer 2, you can have your wallet, you can have your swap, because all of them are used by your own ecosystem people, right? But then if you are a meme coin that has a lot of utility, but there is no user, then the realization funnel is inverted. It's not going to work. So it goes back to community. It goes back to people. It goes back to how you interact with people more effectively. If you can use AI agents more effectively, community grows. You have a bigger pot. They help you to make more informed decisions, better decisions. Then your project can have more utility. So that is the kind of a process that we should be looking at, right? Community first, then utility second. Yeah, sorry.
And Andy, tell me why Asia has got such a big community, or why do you see there is so much? Yeah, there is a bigger community in Asia that is backing crypto, is backing this innovation. Because, from what I see, for example, in Europe, UK, and for a certain extent, even the US, even though it's much more pro crypto, even, maybe pro Bitcoin specifically, but there is a kind of like awareness of the regulatory challenges, or can we do that? So I see in the US, obviously, people are risking more than maybe in the UK, but I don't know much about Asia. And you are telling me there is a big community and they are experimenting a lot. So why is there really a big community, and why is that?
Yeah, I think we are all structured differently, in different regions. And also economically, right now is very different. So if you break Asia, for example, into different parts, for example, you have certain countries in Asia, the economy part is more advanced, right? Maybe Singapore, Hong Kong is doing better. And then that two countries, for example, they have people who are more financial savvy, who is willing to fund some of this innovation. And then when we want to fund such innovations, you look at your neighbor, maybe Southeast Asia. We have Vietnam, we have Cambodia, we have Philippines. They have a lot of population. So that money can be placed into these Southeast Asian countries to develop. It's cheaper to develop there. There are more users to let you trial run and so forth. Then this whole innovation hub will just be formed within this Asia perspective. But if you look at deeper into the economic crisis, maybe economic factors, right now I think Asia is doing pretty okay from an economy standpoint. The regulations are much clearer. But then if you look at the economic in Europe, it might not be the best right now at this current time. The citizens are not very happy. Of course, they might think that, maybe going to crypto is easy, but because of their regulatory system, it's actually very hard for them to make it big. For example, if you are in Europe, not mentioning whatever country, you are being taxed 40% on capital gain.
Yeah.
Which European would have that guts to do it there, right? Of course, they would think that they are going to shift and so forth, but 40%. Okay, 40% is actually regulated. But then if you are in maybe in Germany or in France, where things are very, very strict, and unclear, people will not be feeling safe to do the investment, right? Again, it boils down to feeling safe or feeling heavily taxed. They don't want to do that, right? This situation is almost the same in US. before the Trump's election. Right now, of course, after knowing Trump is going to be the new president and leader, the economic conditions or the cryptonomic conditions change. At least right now is to the better. And until he steps up and until we see the actual movement, we are still looking at look and see kind of situation. So again, you zoom out, then there's only left with Asia. So Asians are always trying to push. Asians are always working hard. Asians are gamblers too, right? This crypto space are gambling, right? And again, if you look at statistics, when you talk about the top project or the top exchanges, they are run by a Chinese face.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe the Chinese is can be a Canadian, he can be a UAE citizen, whatever it is, it's still a Chinese face, right? So that's the reason why I still felt that Asia for this bull run would have a huge play in 2025 because of all these various reasons. And of course, the innovation part is actually one of the super key factor that will drive this agenda forward.
Andy, thank you so much. I think there is that we discuss a lot, plenty of, topics and that our viewers can go and research. That's super important. We are not giving any financial advice. It's all down to each of you making your decision and be accountable for it. That's always key. But researching is also nice. And I do enjoy. So, and it's about the journey, right? Where then you end up, the destination that you get to, it will be your personal one and what is more suitable for you. But it's the journey to get there that you gain a lot of knowledge. You also meet great people like you, Andy. I had the opportunity to talk to you on my podcast.
It's my pleasure. I love your questions. If you have any other questions in the future, let me know. And if you need any other experts or friends, on your show, let me know. I'll be very happy to link you up.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, Andy.
Thank you.